Hi, Pete here again. Welcome. Now today I'm going to be using, you've probably seen this in some of my blogs already, this is the springtime set. It's a wonderful little eclectic collection. There are 18 dies in total. And you know what the strange thing is, my favourite is this one. This tiny little flower here. I've used it on so many things. Today we're going to be using it to make a wonderful little wildflower jar, and if there's any flowers left over, maybe we'll throw in a card as well. So, as I explained, this is the set that I'm using. There's some absolutely gorgeous dies in here. There's the hello phrase, the bicycle, which I've used a couple of times. Particularly love this foliage die. But the one we're going to use, as I said, is this very simple, very straightforward little 4-petal flower. Quite innocuous, but the results are quite stunning, especially when you use multiples. Now, the colour palette I'm going to use pale grey, mid grey, and this lovely lemon yellow. You don't want the yellow to be too bright. So we're going to cut a couple of these using my Big Shot, or I should say my Big Shot limited edition. And we'll make our sandwich like so. You do need quite a few of these little flowers, probably around 40 in the different shades, but it doesn't take long at all, probably about 10 minutes to cut everything out that you need. So let's pop the flower out using my tweezers, and then we'll take one more. There. Just move my machine off to the left there. And to get the best out of this flowers, I am using my paper sculpting kit, or elements from my paper sculpting kit, I should say. And I'm going to leave one flat, and the other one I'm going to use one of my ball end styluses to just gently start rubbing in the center and cupping it like that. The reason I start off slowly when I'm moving around on the card like this is I don't want to get any creases in there. I want it to form a nice, gentle, uninterrupted curve without any creases in there. So there we are, that's ready to go. And I'm going to do the same with one light grey and one mid grey flower. So we'll put those down. Again, starting in the center, quite gentle initially, and applying a little more pressure as we go. Those three are ready to go, and we simply attach them to a corresponding piece using PVA glue. So a little bit of glue there, just around that center. Don't worry too much about the hole in the center, that's just there so you can place them accurately as needs be. I'm going to make sure that the petals overlap just like that, and the second one, and finally the third. Now once that's done, once this is stuck down, so I'd leave those for a minute, and then I would add one of these gems, just pick it up with my tweezers and pop it in the center. So we'll pop those to one side, and here are my flowers all ready to attach to the florist wire. Now with the florist wire, this is white florist wire. You can get white, you can get green, you can get silver as well. What I'm going to do is take some of these round nose pliers. I'm just going to grip the very end like that. Then I'm going to twist the wire around so I get to the edge. That forms a little loop. So there's a little loop there. And then I'm going to grip again with my tweezers and just fold it back on itself. That's where the flower is going to sit eventually. I'm going to repeat that with this other end, so folding it all the way around to form that loop and twist. So there it is. So we're twisting it back 90 degrees on itself. I want to do that with 10 different pieces, but before I fold these, what I'm going to do is put them together side by side, but I'm going to vary the depths. You can see there some are longer than others, and that will correspond at the other end, of course, because if you do this and graduating them like so, when we come to fold them, it will form a lovely platform on which to place our flowers rather than have them all at the same height. So we'll do a couple more. There we are. Now you can see both ends there, they're at different lengths. So I wanted to roughly find the center, and I'm simply going to fold that just using my fingertips. And if you don't have the grip strength to fold those down, it doesn't take too much, to be honest with you, but you can use a pair of pliers just to flatten that out if needs be. Now what I want to do now is twist them round at the base, just like so. That should be just about enough, and you'll notice that they're all bunched together. Well, what I'm going to do is start to fan those out so that they're all quite even. You can see those different lengths. That's starting to pay off now once we started to fan those out. Try and keep the taller ones towards the center, the shorter ones towards the end, and make sure that they're not too close together. If they're too close together, we won't be able to attach our flowers. It's one of those things that I call quite fiddly in a good way, this is. Now, that's just about ready to go. This bottle, you can see I've used white string just around the neck of our little bottle. I'm going to place those in like so. At this point, I can start to fan these out a bit more to get a nice spread. The thing is, when you put your flowers on, if it's not exactly as you'd intended, then you can keep twisting these, bending them out, adding, taking away. There. Now, that's ready to go. I'm going to use my heat gun in a second, and well, we'll see how it goes, because we're going to speed things up shortly, because you don't want to see me attaching these. Maybe the first one, but then after that, it's not the most exciting viewing. So a little bit of hot glue, and simply attach the flower to the loop that we created earlier. There we are. That's number one. Okay, let's speed things up. So, there we have it. Isn't that gorgeous? So delicate. Now, here's one that I created just using white and different coloured pearls. Absolutely glorious. They make a wonderful centerpiece on a modern, contemporary, sort of bespoke wedding as well. You'll notice that I had a few flowers left over. So the question was what to do with them. Well, I took some florist wire, as before, and I took a drinking glass and simply folded one around the base like that, and one around the top because it's a slightly wider circle. Then, putting both together, I clipped an extra piece of wire, which I'll take here. Decided to wrap that around like so, nice and neat, just to gather that there. And I formed this. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with it. So we'll go to, here's one I made earlier. And as you can see, I simply attached it to the card there, some diamantes. I cut some of the foliage, which comes from the springtime kit, and just dotted my extra flowers around there. So I quite enjoyed that. It wasn't intentional, but you know, we had a few left over, and waste not, want not. And there we have it. So there we have it. Thanks very much for watching today. And if you're not on the website, that's sizzix.co.uk. Pop along. We are launching a new mega sale. So grab a bargain while you still can before they're all gone. But thanks for watching. Again, if you want any more inspiration or to just find out about our fantastic products, go across to sizzix.co.uk. We'll see you there. Bye.